We close tonight with a profile. 50 years after its world premiere in 1935, the folk opera Porgy and Bess is being produced on the stage of the Metropolitan Opera House in New York City. By the standards of the opera world, that means that George Gershwin's popular musical has finally arrived. But this production of Porgy and Bess also marks another arrival, the debut, tonight, in a major Met role, of a remarkable new American soprano, 30-year-old Marvis Martin. Charlene Hunter-Galt describes how she got here.
This was the last rehearsal for Marvis Martin before her debut in Porgy and Bess, Gershwin's operatic vision of survival in a southern black ghetto in the Depression 30s. It's Catfish Row, Charleston, South Carolina. Marvis Martin is a product of a place just like it.
My grandmother's beauty parlor was situated in something that was called the Crack. And you would walk off of a main highway, off of a main street, up into a world not unlike Catfish Row. And people were milling about all the time, and everyone knew everybody, and in a closeness that was so wonderful. And I carry those kind of feelings with me now.
That's it. There you go.
Playing the role of Clara, Marvis will sing the classic Gershwin aria that opens Porgy and Bess, Summertime. The Martin family of Tallahassee, Florida, suspected a special talent in their only daughter. They urged her to believe in herself, that one day she could and would become a famous singer.
As a matter of fact, I never thought about doing anything else but singing. I always knew that that was what I do, and I think they did too. And it was just a normal, natural thing for Marvis to grow up to be a singer.
Rise up singing she did, in her high school choir, on the campus at the University of Miami, and then at the prestigious Manhattan School of Music. And for the past 8 years, she's been coached by Margaret Hoswell, who's trained some of the best opera singers in the world.
Open for awe. Will you breathe? Open more.
She says her student is special.
Marvis came to sing for me prior to enrolling at Manhattan School of Music. And I do remember the audition very, very well. It was a voice that then had that same beautiful quality. And I'll tell you what it reminded me of. I instantly thought of a shaft of golden sunlight just going up.
Critics compare Marvis Martin to the great Leontine Price, who just retired from the Metropolitan Opera in recent months. Price has long been Marvis Martin's inspiration.
I sat there more caught up in the fact that I was sitting there with a college man, because I was in high school and I was on a date with a college guy. So that was what was more important. And I didn't really know what to expect. And I remember she walked on stage, and I was overwhelmed just from her entrance. And then she uttered the first couple of sounds, and for some reason I just started crying, and the entire concert was like that. I wept.
Marvis Martin may be having the same effect now on her audiences. In 1980, she captivated the judges at the world's most important singing competition in Paris. Within months, she was accepted into the Metropolitan Opera's Young Artist Development Program.
That's it.
And for the last 5 years, she's been on the world concert circuit, gaining credits few young singers can match.
On the rough, wet grass of the backyard, my father and mother have spread quilts. And I too am lying there. They are talking much, and the talk is quiet, of nothing in particular.
But while the concerts are important, her goal has always been to perform at the Met.
I sent my mother a postcard from New York when I visited when I was in high school, and it was a postcard of the front of the Metropolitan Opera. Well, I took that card and I put it in my senior memory book, and underneath I wrote, "This building marks the spot of my greatest dreams and aspirations." It's the Metropolitan Opera, yes, you know, it's the pinnacle. I am really out in the big world playing in the fast lane, you know, with the big stars, and that's how I have to look at it, you know.
Life in the fast lane means being one of the few young singers who gets individual attention from James Levine, music director of the Metropolitan Opera Company. The youngest conductor to lead the Met in its 100-year history, Levine has his pick of the best opera singers in the world for his productions. He says Marvis Martin is in that league.
He makes you feel as though you're so special at that time, and what you're doing is so special and so important and makes its own unique statement.
Make the is short and the good longer.
Oh, yeah.
And your mind is good.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Then you can vary at the second strophe and it'll be effective.
Okay.
Yeah?
All right.
Your Daddy's Rich was good.
Yes. You see, this way you fill it up with expression, but it doesn't sound sophisticated, which is the trick. If you say, that's right. That's right. You sing it, when you sing it over and over again, you'll find it's very difficult we get so that we know it so well now. We have to hark back a little bit to how it must have been when no one had heard it before. And it has this little feeling of real expressive spontaneity about it, and has a certain simple quality, but a certain filled out quality.
When the rehearsals are over and the house lights dim, Marvis Martin will draw on her memories and begin to live her dream.
Every time I get to the verse in the song that says, "One of these mornings you're going to rise up singing," then you'll spread your wings and you'll take to the sky. To me, that is saying, I'm going to see you in a better place one day, or I can see you out of Catfish Row, perhaps singing at the Metropolitan Opera even.
The Metropolitan Opera production of Porgy and Bess opened a month ago, and all of its performances have been sold out. It runs until April 4th. Judy?